gold. Ministry mud maps. Okay? As I call them. Alright. So, our brother Chris here. Okay? His first exposure to St Luke's Liverpool, okay, was at our annual car and bike show. Okay? How many years before we hooked up after that? Yeah? 10 years? Albeit less than that. No, it'd be 10, yeah. This would have been 13 years today, the car and bike show. So 10 years ago, something was running here, right, car and bike show. Put us on the map for Chris. 10 years later, okay, finds himself drug court, so the red star is where he first comes here. And then they referred him into me. He's since plugged in the Bible study, the sorted course, working development, a lot of shrinking fines, Way Out Fellowship Church. He comes to 10:30, he has been coming to 10:30, and other different events like the other events that runs here, the men's breakfast and what have you. And he even was able to help with the food prep when we were running it back at Macquarie Fields, at Way Out Glen Church. So that's just a snapshot of Chris. You heard me mention Anthony before. Anthony came through Carol's team at Red Cross, okay? So NGO, non-government organisations, and that team referred him to me. He's plugged into similar things I was talking about with Chris. He's come to church here. He's gone to SweatCon. You saw the photo before. There's one of the church members here actually set up a business called Jonah Jobs. He saw what I was doing. He saw the need of these guys to have work. And so he set up a business called Jonah Jobs, out of the belly of the whale, he said, right? And so there are guys on site today. One of the guys, John, was stuck his head in here before. They're actually digging a trench right now, right, on site, earning money, insured properly, and lovingly mentored by a member of St Luke's. Okay? Like I said, opportunities present when you stay part of a church community for extended periods of time. Opportunities present. He was able to get some help with rehab at Redwood House through Vinnie's. He joined the Bible study out of Break the Cycle and sorted course over there. He was working for a time himself, self-employed, okay, free of Centrelink payments. Anyway, his addiction is currently has a stranglehold on him, hence the dotted line where I want him to go. Okay? Please pray for Anthony. Okay? His videos are also, his testimonies are also on the website. I said some people come through church. So Joanna rocked up the church one day. I'm like, oh, new face. It's 10:30 service. I'm going, welcome her. Have a bit of a chat. Find out within that one conversation she's done a bit of time. She's got a kid in care that she has to see supervised. Right? And I'm like, hey, let me tell you about Empower. Let me tell you about working development orders. Okay? And you can see, I won't go through all of them, of course, but she's enjoyed a no interest loan from Break the Cycle, some counselling Break the Cycle, Bible study that I've run there, WDO, financial counselling at the local Anglicare in Liverpool. So a bunch of stuff here. She's doing the parenting courses, right, in this very room. So she can one day, hopefully, Lord willing, get access to a kid again. There's some pretty cool stuff happening, okay? Again, in partnership with Anglicare. The reason the courses are running here is when I saw the need of the guys and girls that I've been working with, and I knew Anglicare were running parenting courses and stuff like that. I'm like, we've got this great big church space. I started a conversation with a couple of coffees. They've been running here for years. Just because I took the initiative, got a bit creative and thought, well, how hard can it be? Yeah. Right? And the church backed it because they saw it as complementary to what I'm doing. So, okay? And it shrinks their fines, like I said. Now, the guy here, so the picture's not the best of this lighting. That's Rob. That's his new baby. So here's de facto. Christy, she's done Empower She's plugged in to Empower here. We're waiting for her to come back, but the baby's literally, she's just getting over birth 2 or 3 weeks ago. And Rob has come a very, very long way. This was Rob when he came to break the cycle, sorted, okay? Like this. And he come along, and all he was there for, he just wanted his licence back. Okay? And then I'd be talking about things for guys, and then I'm talking about God. Bloody God stuff. Right? Okay? That was, I don't know, 3 years ago. Okay? And then somewhere along the lines, we plugged it into I shared to the group of an alcohol and other drug counsellor that she's really tops. She's also a Christian, and she's down in Ingleburn, Lorraine. She's tops. Anyway, he dropped off, got his licence back, and that's it, you know, bare minimum, tick the box, get out of there. Anyway, at some point he plugged into this counsellor. 18 months later, I get this phone call. Hey, Stewie, yeah, it's Rob. I'm like, keep talking, I know a lot of Robs, you know, and, you know, I start to pick up, Rob, how you going? Yeah, I've been doing this counselling with Lorraine, and, you know, I decided I'm going to come to church. And I'm like, I fell off the chair. I'm like, what? I said, awesome, you know, why not come to St Luke's, familiar face, amen. Right, people of the bridge. So he has. He's a member of the 10:30 congregation. Right, it's not a perfect, you know, he's not there every Sunday. He across the break before COVID, he sort of dropped off a little bit. And before COVID kicked in, he come along and came back to the group. I said, man, welcome back. Their own choices kick themselves in the head, so I'm like, welcome back. And he plugged back in and he goes, man, when I'm not plugged in, things go to crap. I mean, dude, plug back in, you know where I am? Here we are. And so he's plugged back in, and I wrote him a support letter the other day, and hopefully as one step towards him getting back his first child, who's in care at the moment. And of course, I'll be in their ear about some future stuff, but I'll leave that in a second. So we've got Fred here. This is part of Fred's journey here. Notice the red scribble. There's no pattern. It's just, it's all over the place. All right? It's not linear, which is really cool because God's working at different people at different times. Right? Fred's come to us through drug court. Come and did some stuff at Break the Cycle. He's been doing the same sort of stuff over here. Shrinking his fines, all that sort of stuff. Had some employment for a while. Started to come to 10:30 service. And guess what we're doing now? Marriage prep. Okay? So that's enough of me.